Perhaps also all right. Yeah, so perhaps a good starting point would be an introduction of myself. I work as an ecosystem lead for Kenya. And yeah, now I was hearing some background noise. Yeah, so I work as the ecosystem lead for Kenya at Cello. And my job is in and around the Alliance for Prosperity. So Cello has a go-to-market approach that is centered on the Cello Alliance for Prosperity. And Alliance members are mission-aligned partners who grow and extend Cello to their user bases. Recent entrants to the Cello Alliance have included Deutsche Telekom, the mobile carrier in Europe. They're famously known as I guess the symbol that would correctly represent them is T-Mobile. I think that's a popular brand that is well known. At the same time, we also have PayU that is a recent joiner, and these are some of the larger partners that have joined the Cello Alliance for Prosperity. We've had also others that may not be to the size and scale of PayU and Deutsche Telekom, but who are making such a significant contribution in the ecosystems and in the growth of Cello in and around the different countries around the world. So we have about 140 organizations that form the Cello Alliance for Prosperity. And these organizations partner and collaborate on extending Cello and bringing it to many people in their local markets and in the areas and jurisdictions that they operate. So my work on a day-to-day basis includes supporting these alliance partners in their growth efforts, identifying new alliance partners to invite to the Cello Alliance, collaborating with them on new products and services that we extend to more and more people, and expand and ensure that the mission of Cello is being met to create the conditions of prosperity and bring those ones to as many people as possible, actually to all. And so that's what my day-to-day work looks like. My job function revolves a lot around project management. So project management is the key skill for my role, alongside the additional business development skills, which include networking, communication. Yeah, and yeah, that's some of the work that I do on a day-to-day. And Cello in itself is a fork of Ethereum, and has been optimized to work primarily on the mobile interface. So it's a mobile first, it's global, it's open. So we are seeing engineers and developers from around the world building. We have about 1,000 builders on Cello. These are engineers, founders who are building up different financial products and services that they're extending to their different markets. At the same time, we are seeing the Alliance for Prosperity that I mentioned earlier, with about 150 people within the ecosystem of Cello. And there's a whole lot more. There's a lot more individuals and community members who are taking advantage of the open nature of this technology to use it for remittances, payments, savings, reward programs. And so there's a lot of uses that this platform has opened up. There are very interesting use cases that we've seen, and some that are even operating here in Kenya, such as the Universal Basic Income scheme by UBI company Impact Market. It's a UBI startup that was also part of Cello Camp, which is something I'll talk about later as I speak about the builders. But that has been a very interesting way to use this programmatic money and extend prosperity to very many people. They partnered with Kotani Pay that extended the availability of blockchain to feature phones. That's the push button phones that may not be able to access the internet, but through those innovations at Kotani Pay, people can access UBI services, or I could say, yeah, can access the UBI programs actually on their feature phones. Beyond that, there's a whole lot more activity going on. And talking about use cases, another additional one would be lending that we are seeing here in Kenya. Also, lending to small and medium businesses that would need the capital to scale up and to grow or to sustain operations. And so capital is being sourced from within the Celo ecosystem that is being used by the different businesses. And this is part of a growing lending use case that also encompasses under collateralized loans that are being set up on Celo and non-collateralized loans on Celo. So there's many companies on Celo that are setting up very interesting financial innovations from all over the world. Some are in Kenya, some are in Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, and the rest of Africa. We also have quite a substantial West African presence with Dunia Pay, which is a startup that has recently launched the CFA franc on Celo. And so that is intended to expand the reach of currency in the West African Francophone countries. And yeah, so there's a lot of growth on Celo, much of which I may not be in a position to cover in a single discussion. And there's a lot of growth because it's an entire ecosystem with very many different participants who are actively contributing, building, and extending the technologies out to more and more people. Yeah, so that's a little bit about Celo. Yeah, and I'm happy to hear what other questions you guys have.
So maybe I can ask if nobody is asking. Some of the opportunities that are available for people, for builder, for student, and people who want to be part of the Celo ecosystem. All who are looking to be part of the movement that is the blockchain.
Awesome. Yeah, and there are very huge opportunities if you look at blockchain, the industry, and if you also look at Celo, an ecosystem within the industry. And the industry itself has made Celo possible, and that's the growth and development and the demand for open financial systems, which Celo meets, in its mobile first approach and its openness and availability. And even with its ecosystem partners who are extending it to more platforms and devices like the feature phones, additional ones have also gone into ATMs. And so we are seeing more and more places to access currency and to access financial products and services that are being set up on Celo. And so to talk about different opportunities, perhaps I'll categorize them into three. I'll speak about some of the larger companies that can be a good fit for the Alliance for Prosperity. One of the primary reasons to be in the Alliance is that through the collaboration with other Alliance members, it will be possible to come up with different products and services to extend to more people in the immediate jurisdiction that the company is able to operate, and also at the same time extending it to additional jurisdictions where this company is not able to reach because of Celo's global nature. So it is possible for a company here in Kenya to collaborate with a company based out of Latin America and to come up with different products and services, perhaps like a remittance platform that they work on together that extends these services to more and more people with bringing the combined reach to a bigger number than if the entity would have gone it alone. At the same time, there are also very many other opportunities, to grow and develop or rather to evolve the network of Celo. And so that would be participating in governance for the network. Since it's an open platform and it runs on proof of stake, then there is an opportunity for anyone to actually participate in governance, the governance process, create proposals, vote on proposals, support a variety of motions that are going on Celo. So that's another way to participate. And now coming to this group of builders and the innovators, there's a lot of opportunity there. Since we have accelerator programs like the Cello Camp. In fact, there's a new batch coming out August 24th. At the same time, there's investment funds that are within the Cello ecosystem that startups can tap into and grow with. The same startups can also participate in bounties and bounty programs that are set up on Gitcoin rather, and see how they can grow their technical ability. At the same time, participate in the development of other products alongside their own, and see ways of collaboration. So these are some of the ways that I've seen different startups growing. There are very many builder initiatives that are going on, additional ones, but this may be more to the individuals, include fellowships and internship opportunities within the Cello ecosystem. Since Cello has very many companies within its ecosystem, it is possible to participate with any one of them where somebody feels a strong alignment. And so those are some of the opportunities that may exist for builders and for individuals who are looking to contribute. There are DAOs coming up, and so individuals can also participate in the growth of these decentralized organizations. So those are some of the ways that people can participate beyond participating in governance, and also some of the app focused ways of participating, like rewards that come in on the different mobile apps that we have on the ecosystem. So that those would be some of the ways that I would see. There are campus programs and fellowships that are coming up very soon. So that would extend the opportunities to more and more people to learn about Cello, to see how they can participate, and ultimately grow their capacity to be contributors within the ecosystem, and participate either as founders of companies or as partners within some of these teams.
Yeah, awesome. Anybody who has another question or a question?
Yeah, that is very, very interesting and what I call it, motivating, you know. You say you Cello have a presence in Nigeria, right? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Just a minute.
Yeah, I just need to know, I mean, according to Dan, that there's a Cello presence in Nigeria. I just need to know, is there a physical presence or say remote or people working online here in Nigeria for Cello?
Right. Yeah, and that's a great question. Sorry about the lapse in communication. Yes, there is a presence in Kenya, in Nigeria. We have an active ambassador program. There's an ecosystem lead, just like myself, based in Nigeria, who coordinates country activities, events, and the different programs that are in Nigeria. We also have alliance partners in Nigeria, some who facilitate cash in and cash out, the movement of Cello dollars and how they convert back into the Nigerian naira, and a variety of programs and pilots that are starting out in Nigeria. And so there's a buzz of activity happening in West Africa and in Nigeria, to be specific, in and around Cello. While due to the COVID restrictions, in-person meetings have not been that prevalent. So just like everybody else, we've stayed away from meeting in person. But as more and more of the world starts opening up, I think we're going to start seeing more and more physical hubs coming up and physical meetups starting out. And so we are working, of course, with the trends that are going on in our local countries, to see once it starts getting better to meet in person, then more and more of these meetings will start taking place, where alliance partners and community members, the builders, the people from the different teams building on Celo will congregate and meet up and extend, the vision of Celo to more and more people who are interested, who will be joining some of these events. So I really look forward to the time when the events will be back. Because they're really exciting and they're a really great place to get people curious about these new technologies and the possibilities that exist.
Awesome. That is good. That is good. Thank you very much for the answers. I think for now I'm okay. I don't know if Dama has anything to ask.
Yeah. So I'll ask another question, maybe on tools that which are available on the Zero blockchain, and which on tools that.
Yeah, awesome. And for the tools, of course, there are tools for the engineers. And that's a different topic that I don't think I'm qualified to cover. But since Celo is a fork of Ethereum, a whole lot of the tools that are used in building Ethereum are accessible to developers and builders on Celo, alongside many others that have come up, as Celo has been evolving. And so there are those tools that can be accessed from that side. On the tools for consumers, of course, we have Valora, which is the global payments app. Within it, there's Mento, which allows the conversion of Celo dollar to Celo, or Celo euro to Celo. So it allows the direct conversion of these assets on the same app. And so you could be holding Celo and you would want to now start holding Celo dollars. And so Mento makes it possible within the same Valora app to convert that back to Celo dollar or back into Celo, however you want. There are also a variety of wallets, like there's the Celo wallet and the Celo web wallet. These wallets have extended features. It is possible to stake your Celo and participate in voter rewards that would come to you as a result of staking and voting for validators. And so these are also additional tools, that come with an additional reward to taking action on them. So there's the Celo wallet, there's the web wallet. There's also tools like Uniswap, where individuals or teams could participate either as market makers, liquidity providers rather, and provide liquidity in the various assets of Celo. Uniswap also has its own reward schemes that can be accessed on the platform. There's Mula Market, another platform that allows leveraged usage of leveraged lending, and on it you can get Mula Celo dollar, or you can get Mula Celo, and each of these ones has their own rates through which people can access. While I may not be exactly communicating how the details of how each of them work, these are some of the tools that can be accessed on Celo, each of them with its own advantages and benefits. So those are some of the platforms that are available on Celo. Additional tools, of course, there are local wallets and local cash in and cash out service providers. Here in Kenya, we have Kotanipi, that's a cash in and cash out provider, enabling the conversion of Celo dollars to Kenya shilling. So that's a really valuable tool to the ecosystem. For builders, there's of course the tools such as Gitcoin, where they can access bounties and different hackathons, participate, and then get rewarded for participation and contribution to different programs and projects. And so there are all these things that are happening within the ecosystem. It's best they can be seen best while within the ecosystem. Yeah, and so I guess this is some of the tools that we have or that exist.
Awesome. Yeah. So still, I don't know if Damaris has a question. Yeah. You can also type on the chat. And yeah. So as we wait for her to type on the chat, there is another question that I would like to ask, and that is when like when did you get to know about blockchain, and what are some of the things that you really wished you knew before taking this blockchain path?
Yeah, so I knew about blockchain and crypto in 2017. There was quite some hype at that time. It was very interesting how that whole journey began. Yeah, of course, as in life, it's very little telling how the future unfolds. And so yeah, it was very interesting to go through that journey into blockchain and crypto, and I still believe I am still on that journey. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot I'm learning on a daily basis. Yeah, and I guess what I wish, or rather, some of the things that I've found to be valuable have, having an open mind to possibilities, having an open mind to what is out there. That has been really valuable. Another valuable asset has been curiosity, and just cultivating that one about whatever is going on in the industry, whatever other projects are doing, what other teams and founders are building. So a deep interest and curiosity in the different projects has been a valuable asset to have, and also just having some dedicated time to grow and learn about the industry, and the technologies, and the different approaches that teams are taking, has been very valuable. At the same time, also looking into things that align with my own purpose and mission, and my own what do you call it, inclinations, has been really valuable for me to see, some of the projects that would make some significant impact and change, while at the same time being really useful and beneficial to very many people. So those are some of the things, I guess: curiosity, open-mindedness, and just consistency, putting in the time to keep learning and to keep growing. That continued learning and continued growth in the in knowledge has been those I would say are things I also still aspire to while I'm here.
Awesome. That is great. One more question for me. In your introduction, you mentioned about Cello involvement with T-Mobile, right? Now, I just need to know, how deep is Cello involvement in the telecom industry, generally? Because I know that places like Nigeria, the big players in the telecom industry are now into mobile money activity. So I need to know, how deep is Cello in the telecom industry as regards to Alliance for Prosperity? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question, and so of interest to note is that Deutsche Telekom, went all in. Not only did they purchase Cello, but they are also validators on the Cello network. And so if you go to the list of validators, you'll see Deutsche Telekom Key Systems validator there, and they are securing the network with their technology. So we are seeing some really significant interest coming in, towards Cello from very many partners from around the world, and that has been really interesting, and at the same time validating to the mission that Cello is on. And I'm sure more and more partners will come, and as each partner comes, they come with great ideas and plans of how they would wish to support and grow Cello. And so we are looking forward to seeing more and more ways in which these partners will avail themselves and will make commitments towards contributing to the growth of Cello. So that's something we are looking to see moving forward in the future. But it's really interesting to see some of the activity coming in from Deutsche Telekom, participating as a validator and also making a purchase of Cello and backing it.
Okay, that is great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. Before we close up the session, if there is another question, then you can ask Ambrose or later Damaris, you can ask. And then, yeah. And then we can close with the last one. Then if there is no other one, we can close with the last one, and that is, so what advice would you give somebody who is venturing on onto like taking the path of blockchain? And yeah, I know you have already said about curiosity and openness and aligning your mission, aligning a path with your mission and growth. Yeah, but yeah, if you can in terms of career wise. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. That's a great one. Yeah. So having like values alignment is great. Like being where your values are is great. At the same time, it's just the same things. An open-mindedness to what's out there, a humility, to recognize that there's a lot out there to be known, and the future comes with a lot. At the same time, it's the patience and the consistency to keep at it, to be consistent with the growth of insights and knowledge, and also networks within the industry. I think those have proved to be very vital to my experience, I would say. Yeah, so I guess those would be that would be some of the things that that I would value in my journey. Of course, there's a whole lot that is there, and of course, just having a talk like this uses the experience of life, because there's a whole lot that goes in. But yeah, those are just some like some of the highlights that I would mention. Yeah.
So yeah, since there is no other question, I think this has been an amazing session, and it's actually made my evening all afternoon. And yeah, so like I keep saying, we learn how to relearn. We learn how to unlearn and learn new things, and also be curious, like Dan has mentioned, and yeah, has put it. Yeah, always be curious, and yeah. So thank you for this session, and thank you for joining us, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dan. It was well appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and feel free to message me on WhatsApp. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm on the Cello Africa group. So feel free to message me. Feel free to address any other questions there, or to reach out generally and be available. Opportunities are showing up, and if you're within the orbit, it's very easy to spot them. So all the best to all of you as you continue with your program at ADS. Have a
Thank
great
you
rest of
very
your
much.
night. All right,
Yeah,
bye.
thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, awesome. So today is the day, and yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so let me just stop sharing for a minute.
Okay.
And okay. So yeah. So yeah, so we have heard from Daniel, who is the ecosystem lead from for Zero blockchain, and he has also talked a lot about the opportunity, the career opportunities that are available. So he has talked about the Uniswap. So Uniswap is similar to Uniswap, but in the Zero ecosystem. And one thing that I do like about Zero is that it has zero gas fees. It has zero gas fees. They are close to actually they are zero because it's 0.000 something one. And then he has talked about accelerator program, investment funds. There is also grants and bounties. And also, if you come up with a product, you are easy to get funded once you start a development. So most of the startup that most of the companies that he has mentioned, some of them are existing companies, and some of them are companies that are starting up. They haven't been in the market like for 1 year. They have been in the market like for a few months, like Impact Market. Kotani will be celebrating their year this year, the first year this year. Dunia Payment will also be, I think, will be celebrating their first year this year. Yeah, so those are some of the startup companies. We were with them in the first bunch of hackathon. So I'll also be expecting my birthday maybe next year or something for my startup. Yeah. So there is a there is a whole lot of opportunity. You can be a founder, you can be a co-founder, you can be a CEO of your own application, and you can come up with a lot of applications. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And so today I was able to actually update my Ganache. So my code is working perfectly. So I was able to update it to the latest version, and now I can be able to swap. So I can be able to swap like 250 token, that is 1.5 ETH, and I can be able to swap. So this is what I was talking about, the allowance. This is the allowance function that you need to allow your coin, your address to spend on ADS, and then you can confirm, and then it will definitely do a transfer. So at least right now it's not throwing any transaction error because I'm using the latest Ganache. So once I confirm, we should be able to get 1.5 ETH. So here it should be 92, it should be 92. Yeah, it should be 92 once I wrote. So you see, we have 92 now. So yeah, and also I did post the entire code on my GitHub, the complete one, and you can check it. So there was something that I didn't do, or we were not able to do, and that is using Mocha and Chai, to create something called a test or unit testing for your smart contract. So this is you will also be able to find it. So this is you are calling out the token APIs from here, the APIs here as artifacts, and then you are loading the web3.utility here in the tokens. This one is for formatting tokens, because normally the tokens will be written like this. If you really want to, instead of using it like that, 18 decimal places, you need to format the tokens into WEI, all in ETH to the whole number, that is the ETH or WEI. And then you need to check whether the contracts have been deployed. And if the contract has been deployed, you need to check the contract, whether it has a name. And you also need to check whether the contract has the token, that is the ETH swap, whether the token has been taken to the ETH swap dot address. And then you need to now check whether the buy function from the ETH swap is working. So you remember how we say that buy token, and then you are passing in the parameters. So this is the investor, the one who is investing, and then the value, which is been changed to WEI, or formatted to WEI, so that if you don't format this one, you will have your value into this 0.001 WEI. So to avoid that, because Ethereum reads the last digits. Ethereum reads from the smallest unit, because we normally start writing our numbers or our decimal points from left to right. So it reads that like that way. So you need to actually change this one into a, or format it to deal with to the ETH format, to WEI, so that it's one ETH, so that it becomes one ETH. And then you have to check whether the allowance allows the user to instantly purchase the token, whether the user have been able to been allowed to change with a fixed price. So that is the buy. So the buy function does not have a lot of checkup. So you need to check ETH swap balance after purchase. You also need to check whether the balance has been updated. And then for the sell function, that is the same thing. You must approve. First of all, you must approve and then sell the tokens. So you must approve your tokens and then sell the tokens. And then you check the balance, the investor token balance after purchase. And then you also need to check the ETH swap balance after purchase. So, and then we have ETH swap and ETH swap dot address, and yeah, you have to check or log out the events to ensure if all the events were emitted. That is the transfer event and approve event. So you need to check whether those events were emitted. So let me show you how you do. So last week I talked about the truffle commands, that is truffle init, truffle compile, truffle migrate, and truffle test. So truffle test is our last command. And then there are other commands that you can also use. That is truffle debug if you want to debug your smart contract. Yeah. So truffle test is a truffle test is a command to do unit testing, whether the contracts are doing exactly what we intend them to do. So you have to do continuous development and testing for your smart contract, because remember, these smart contracts, once you deploy, these smart contracts won't be changed. So you need to make sure that all these smart contracts are working according to the way you have visualized and envisioned. Yeah. So this is how truffle test works. So right now I'm using Trafo network. So of course, you can always add Trafo test if you have more than two networks. Trafo test dash dash network main or development or link bay yeah. So depending with how you have written it here at the more at the networks part, yeah. So let's see if our contracts will pass our test, and once if they pass, we will be okay, yeah. So yeah, so that this is the last part of our class of our course, and yeah, it's been really wonderful to be part of this journey.
Yeah, question.
Yes.
Is it a must I have to use chai and mocha to try it, or are we not okay with using truffle and ganache?
So we were talking about you can use if you believe in yourself, if you do development on limits, if you do development on limits, you don't have to like use chai and mocha to do the testing, because of course you will
Okay.
be testing using the deploy. But if you are using truffle and ganache, then you need to do your testing here. So this testing is for the elite developers who normally do that. For me, I normally use limits to test my smart contracts because it's easier to do that. It's present a graphical user interface where I can be able to visualize and see whether a particular function is working as I want. Because sometimes writing test, it really takes most of your time, unless you are a really elite developer. But this is one of the things that I'm also trying to learn more about testing my applications without having to go to link bay, not limits IDE.
I say we can start with the starters. We can start with that of remix and link bay. This one there.
Yeah. So as you can see, the
Yeah.
contract has passed almost all of our tests. That is, the contract has a name. It has the other ETH swap has a name also. It also has tokens. The tokens have been transferred to the ETH swap address, and then the buy tokens is also allows user to instantly purchase tokens. And the other one is also passing. So yesterday this one was not passing, and one of the reason why is because I was using a node version of Ganache, which I updated. Yeah, so if you are also using the node version of tools and compilers and tools, you also need to update your tools. Yeah, you have to like constantly check whether there is an update on your tools. Yeah. So those were the 5 tests that we were looking for, and we have also been able to see that the Dapp is working on our side. So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Great.
So yeah. So lastly, yeah, this was the assignment. This was the assignment. So this one, I'll show you how to deploy to, I don't know. Let me see if I can be able to do that right now. We can, let me see if I can be able to deploy it to a test net so that we can be able to see it live. Yeah.
But the create a Binance account doesn't they have to log into Binance site and create an account?
Yeah, you can create an account and at least do a trade or simulate a trade, or just show the concept of trading. Yeah, I think for Damaris that will be easy. That will
All right,
be
which I have a Binance account. That's why.
okay. If you do have a Binance account, then at least you can do a trade. This one you can do it on your own. You can do something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one
So
I
just the
had
second.
yeah. This one I had
The
little
second
to
that you need to create a simple election on Dapp and the to testness.
yeah. So this one for this one you can try and use the one that I have. This one
Okay.
you can try and deploy this one that I have shared with you. Yeah, the only thing that I haven't done is that we haven't deployed to a test net, and that's what I wanted us to do. I don't know if it will take a lot of our time.
Let's try it out. Let's try it.
Yeah, so let's try it, and
Let's try it.
yeah. So let me just open something here. Yeah. So today Damaris has been a little bit quiet. So okay. Okay. So there are some settings that I just want to copy, and then we can be able to deploy. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. So some few things.
Sorry, how long will she take her to get home? If you can just wait a while for her to get home, I don't know if that'll be okay.
Yeah, we can wait as I'm doing this. Let me just check something.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need our env here, and so here we need private key. I just want to copy the same private keys. Private key. And then Infura. So today we'll be able to use Infura. So Infura. And then on shuffle. Okay. So yeah. So what we will do, I will deploy to Covan network. I'll deploy to Covan, and yeah, I'll deploy to Covan. If it will work. Install Trafo. So we need to install Trafo hardware wallet. let me yes, and careers that are available in the careers that are available in blockchain. So yeah, we have developer, solution architect, project manager, UX designer. So UX designer is user experience designer, the people who want to create good experience on blockchain, and they make sure that people have a good UX UI. They normally call themselves UX UI, people who want to create a user interface which are user friendly, which gives users a good experience when using an application. Yeah, and that is it on career opportunities. And yeah, so I think that is on career and opportunities. Let me see whether this other app has completed. Okay. This may take a while. Now, as we wait for this one to load, we can actually go to Covan. Not Covan, but Infuser. Can go to Infuser. So if you want to get test ethers or test faucets for testnet for Covan, you can go to Covan, GitHub Covan dash testnet. So let me paste this one on the chat so that if you want to, but the best testnet that you can have, it's you can use is link, because they normally give you enough ETH for testing. These guys like measuring the number of ETH that somebody will use, and they are testing that. I think it's a bot. It's a bot. See, they have given less ETH as 0.001. This less. Then yeah, so I've pasted the link. You can also, there is also another place that you can get, you can use Gitters, or you can use the network. Let me try to use the network one to get, let me see if I can be able to post to the network so that I can add another one ETH or 2 ETH. Then I can also paste this one there. Then I can also paste this one on the chat there. So this one you can go to Infuser. So you need to log into Infuser so that you can have the API keys, the API keys for this. So we need Infuser to paste them here, and this will be the private key for your this will be the private keys for your address, the address that you want to use to deploy. So what I've done here on Truffle, not Truffle config, what I've done here is this one is not supposed to be there, but I've used split. You can use two addresses here. You can use private keys of these the two addresses. You can either use two addresses depending the way your contract will look like. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, I'm calling the .en. Here I'm requiring the .env.config. And then I'm also loading the Truffle hardware wallet provider for private key. So it will be able to read the private keys, these ones, which I'm calling from .env, the private variables, and they can also be not equal to. So these are logic operator. Yeah. Then I'm creating another network that is Covan, and then I'm calling the provider functions, and which will return the hardware provider, and then calling the private keys to split, because they will be 2 or 1. You cannot use, you can also decide to use 1 depending with the structure of your contract. And then here I'll be calling the Covan network from Infura. So this one we will be doing it in a short. And then here I'm concatenating and passing the env variable of the Infura key. So this is the Infura API key, which is available here in Infura API key. So I'm going to get the Infura API key from the Infura website. Yeah, Infura. Yeah. So they provide API keys for Ethereum and also IPFS. Yeah, so I'll also paste the infura.io on the chat. So if you don't have an account there, you can create one. Yeah. So this one has let's refuse to load. So we can close it so that we don't have a problem. It's not loading. It's in our So this one is almost there. It's almost there. So let me see the. Yeah. So here we have our dashboard, the Infura dashboard. Let me see this address 08E5 06E5 I think it's part of the. It's part, yeah, it's this one. Need to. So we will be using this one, and then we can remove the split. This part where we are splitting the private key, and just API keys and that. Then we will paste our private key here. So the reason why we are using environment variable is to make it secure, because the env is not supposed to be deployed once you deploy your contract. So I want to pick up the private key. So I want to pick up the private key. I want to pick up the private keys. Where is it? What? Switch it again. No, I won't pick it from there. So yeah. Okay, we as I wait for Ganesh to load, we already have two projects here. I have three projects here. I have the blockchain developer and then auction. So I was trying to create an application for auctions, for auctioning stuff. And then, so if you are trying to deploy or you want to deploy your project, you need to log into Infura. And once you log in, there is a button here. So I've actually created a lot of projects. So they normally give people, if you are using for testing, they normally give you three chances to do the testing. So I've used mine. So that's why this button is in gray. So I can click on the first one, which is the blockchain developer bootcamp. So you can create yours and name yours the name you desire or you like. See. So yeah, let's just give it a, let's wait for it. So let's so once we, I don't know, my I think I need to close some applications so that the machine can actually work. Yeah, nice. So we have our private key here. So we can pick up our private key and paste it there. Then we want Infura, the Infura API. So we want the Infura API, and there is something actually that has come into my attention, and yeah, so it's a lot of that is. It's rolling very slow. I can just use the other one for this. The one that I have already that I have on my machine. It's for the blockchain bootcamp. It's the one for blockchain bootcamp, the one that I have. Instead of yeah, it looks like it's loading very slow. Yeah, so that we don't use a lot of time like that. So we have our private key there. There is something that I have also. Yeah, it should be in quote. So it should be in quote. Yeah, because it's a string. It's not a number. So we have our private key and we have our infuser key. And then something that wants to be, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So we are ready, we are set for deployment. And so the only thing which now is remaining is this truffle hardware wallet. So as you can see, Infuser helps you to connect with an Ethereum node when you are developing locally. So for local development, it's not as easy as it looks, or you need to like pay attention to what you are doing, because you in limits you can easily deploy your contract with these. Which is a really great process for deployment, or which is really easy for people who are beginning to develop on Solidity. But if you want for a more professional approach, you need to have Ganache and you need to have Truffle. And then there is a lot of libraries and a lot of things that you really need to set up with on your machine. Yeah. So I hope Damaris has arrived safe. Hello.
I think maybe she's there.
Okay. So yeah. Uh,
The script is still running, but this is taking a while.
it's taking a while. Don't know if we'll be able to deploy.
Mhm.
Just give me a few minutes. I Okay, so we have the script has completed. The script has completed installing. So this is awesome. So we can continue with our development.
Okay.
Yeah. So here goes nothing. So we will need to use Trafo. We will use Trafo. My grade dash dash network go one. Let me confirm that. Whether it's Trafo compile go one. Migrate link way. It should be Trafo migrate one. So let's go to, because I was using Trafo migrate one. Yeah. So there. So let's sit patiently and wait. So we have everything set. Let's just wait and see. Hello.
Yeah,
Seems like,
hi.
yeah, it seems like our contract may fail. Haija failed, but inasema everything is up to date. So shuffle. I think shuffle.
Oh,
Yeah, this is it. Should be that. Should work. Should be dash dash network. Yeah, like that. So let's give it a minute and then you see. So our private key is invalid. Wow. Wow. Just use the other one. I don't want to use this one. See if it will be able to do that. Yeah. Oh. Just do it, just wow, nice. Yeah, so it has already been able to initialize the, or it has been able to know the network that we will be deploying into. So the other private key was invariable. So it's deploying the contract, and yeah. And we have the other one. So sometimes it takes time. So you need a lot of, you need to have access to good internet. You need good internet to deploy your smart contract. Yeah, so as you can see, we are deploying it, our contract to the Ethereum, to the Coven network. And yep. Yeah, so yeah, we have done all the deployment. So as you can see, we have the contract. So it has initialized everything so that now, like now, it's doing the deployment. So both are coming from one account. Yeah. So the transaction costs will be coming from one account, and then now we are deploying the contracts now. So this is the final gas. So you see, if we are still using the other wallet, we wouldn't be able to do, we wouldn't have been able to deploy our contract. I think that's the reason why we were not able to do that, because the gas fee was less. Yeah, the gas fee was less. As you can see, this one is 0.03. And yeah, so we have our contracts and our transaction, our contract address, and then we have the other contract address, if swap. Let's wait and see the final deployment. Yeah, so hooray. It was a success. So let's add the contract address to our wallet. So we need to add a contract. There is our contract, and it's 0. And add token, and right now it's 0. So already this exchange is now loading because we have deployed it to the mainnet. That's why it's loading. So as you can see, our balance is 0.9. And we have 0 tokens. We have 0 tokens here. We have 0 tokens. So our contract is already in testnet. So what I want to do next is I want to upload these files that I have made changes to. These ones. So I've made changes to, sure, which file is this? This is the capstone project. So this one should be closed. So I don't know why it's still showing that, but yeah. So I've made changes to Trafo, to package.json, and also this contracts ABI. So I need to deploy them to, or upload them to Git, so that I can be able now to deploy my application on a real server, that is Heroku. A real server, that is Heroku, and I need to write like a commit message. Deployed. So deployed to Kubernetes, and yeah, so we should actually celebrate there, and then commit to GitHub. And then you will also need to have Heroku. So as you can see, this one has spiked because it has gotten requests today. So it has gotten requests. So if you remember, the line was just straight and it wasn't there. So today the request. So this is the importance of Infielder. It gives you metrics and data that you can be able to use to track your Dapp, and also see how many requests that you get per day and every year, and also at the end of the year, so that you track the health of your Dapp. So then we have Heroku. So you will need Heroku. Heroku to login. Heroku in. Heroku login. So you will need to log into Heroku.
Is Roku a live network?
Yeah, Heroku is a front-end. If you want to deploy your front-end application. So what I want to do is I want to deploy this front-end. Right now, my front-end is still on a testnet. Is on a local host. Is still in my computer. So I want to deploy the application onto. So this Heroku is like AWS. If you know AWS, it's a server. It's a hosting server, a place where you can host. So Heroku is free of charge, so you don't need to host it on AWS, because AWS is a paid server. Yeah. So I'll host my front end here, and yeah. So let me first of all check and see if my application or the updates that I have haven't pushed the commit push. So I need to push my commit. So if you remember from our whiteboard, let me create the whiteboard again. Share whiteboard. Can share the whiteboard again. Can you be able to see, are you able to see the whiteboard?
That is the GitHub.
Let me just a minute. Share screen too. Yeah. report. So starter kit, we have been able to like update our starter kit here. This one, we have been able to update it. So this is what we have written on our what we have been able to do, the changes that we have been able to do. So what I want to is to, let me share again the whiteboard. And yeah, so if you can remember from yesterday's class, we said that this is our front end and this is our back end, the smart contract. So right now, share, let me stop share and share it on the other side. Share. This on this side. Share. This on that side. Yeah. So as you can remember from our previous class, we said that this is our front end, which can either be hosted at AWS, or Heroku. And our contract here can be hosted on any network. It can either be at Covan or mainnet. So if you want it to be public for everybody to see, you need to host it at for mainnet. And then if you want to host your front end, you want to host it at Heroku or AWS or IPFS. So or IPFS. Yeah. Another thing that has also come up is Moralises. You can also host your smart contract on Moralises. And yeah. So this one you need to communicate that way. Yeah. So that's it. So right now, let me share this other side. Dapp. So what I've done, this one is still in my local host, but I can still do the swap. So I can swap like 0.1 if. So I can still swap because we are connected. So I'll get like 10 ADS. Then I can still swap because I'm on the mainnet. I'm on the cover network. And then I can reload and see if the balance has been able to update. So you see, we have been able to update, but I can only do this for myself on my own local computer. So I want this application to be public and I want it to be hosted somewhere. That is the Heroku platform. So I'm going to deploy it right now, and then I'm going to share with you the link for you to actually get it publicly and be able to interact with it and see how it really works. Like yeah. So this like actually what we have done, we have done a full stack development. We have also done something DevOps on hosting and deployment. Yeah, so this is what DevOps is all about. When you hear somebody who is a DevOps or a Marine who is a DevOps or Marine Ops, this is the Marine operations. Yeah. So so we need to create a new app like that, and then have its name. So we can call it ETH swap. So it's available, ETH swap. Yeah, the name is available. We can be able to use it, and then we can add a pipeline here. So adding a pipeline means it's like a pipe that we will be connecting our application with GitHub. So this is what we call continuous development and integration. Your application will be integrated on Heroku and it will be continuous development. So any update I make on my Git repository will also be updated on Heroku instead of like redeploying every time when you have an application or you have made changes. So you deploy once and then you integrate, you have continuous development and integration. So this is what normal applications do, that changes are deployed, but you won't be able to feel like there was a glitch. And like where other companies tell you that today we will be having like a delay for one day because we are doing system maintenance. Application like WhatsApp, Instagram, and Uber, they normally create pipelines like these ones. And then once they have a major change, they only the change is seamless. There is no downtime of the application. Yeah. Because imagine telling a billion users of Facebook that Facebook will be down for like 1 hour, or Instagram or TikTok will be down. People will go crazy. So you need a continuous development and you need to create pipelines for your application. So that this is a pipeline that will be adding. So we can choose a pipeline. We can create a new pipeline called if. So you can use for staging or production. So I'll use it for staging because I don't want for production, and then create the app. And then yeah, so I'll be given to three ways to deploy. So there are 3 deployment methods. So I can use a CLI, Heroku CLI, or connect it to GitHub, or a container registry that use Heroku. That is where Docker comes in. Yeah. So I'll use GitHub as my connection, and then I'll just come here at my repo. My repo name is starter kit. So I'll paste my name of the repository there, and then search. So it has already given me the app. It has found my repository. Then I'll connect. So I have 2 directories, or I have 2 folders. I have a main and another one which is called complete Dapp. I have another branch called complete Dapp. So my code resides, all my complete code, like the code that I have completed is in create in complete Dapp. It's inside complete Dapp. So that's what I will do. I'll go inside my application here, my Heroku app, and I will choose a branch to deploy. So I'll choose the complete Dapp, and then it will be also changed here. So I can do automatic, I can enable automatic deploy, or I can just deploy branch. So I'll just hit on deploy branch, and we should see our application starting building. Yeah. So our application has started building, and yeah. So we will have a link, a live link that we can be able to interact with. So our backend will be residing on Covan network, but our frontend will be on Heroku. So you get the difference now, Ambrose.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So let's just give it a minute, and yeah. So we can view the build logs as it builds. Yeah. So whatever you are doing on your local machine, know that it's a great thing that you are doing. So we are linking dependencies here. And soon we will have a live link that you can be able to interact with. Yeah. So this is awesome. Yeah, this is awesome. And we have it. So it's creating and optimizing the build for production. So there is a lot of warning and yeah. So some of these are warnings. Yeah, so so our build was successful. And let's wait for it to give us a link so that we can visit the link. Yeah. Yeah, so we have the link here. So we can visit the link. And before we visit the link, there are some settings that I really need to like add. So those are the environment variables that I was talking about, the ones that we have set here. These ones, the env. So I need to copy them and paste them so that our application can work. So we need this one, that one. So right now it won't work. Our application won't be able to like load well. So we need that one. It's supposed to be true. So as you can see, the application has an error here. Yeah, it has an error because there are some of these env variables are not available. Then I will add them. Then I will call for the private key. Yeah. And then paste there. So this one should be in quotes. So this one should be in quotes and then add. And then we will have the inferior and add. And then we will have this. Yeah. So then we can reload our application. Should work. It should work. If it doesn't work, there is always a way to do that. You can always debug. So you can always do Heroku. If you have the CLI installed in your application. And I have those two. So Heroku dash app dash if sub. Yeah, awesome. This is awesome. So our application has actually worked, and it's asking us to connect. So I'll connect with this one, and then So this is the first thing that we were actually expecting, that our Ethereum app will ask us to connect. So you remember what we said when we were here on fronted, our fronted application here at app.js. Yeah. So once the application has loaded, we should select the network ID, check whether the token data is available. And also, we should say that the contract is not in the deployed network. We should also be able to, the first thing first, that was wrote the Web3, So connect to MetaMask, connect to MetaMask. So this is where you connect to MetaMask. And that's exactly what we have done. That's exactly what we have done. So I can connect to this wallet because it has it, and we are in the Covan test network. So remember, we are in Covan test network. And then, so I have a lot of addresses here. So this one has 3 ETH. We can also connect to this one. Let's connect to this one, which has 3 ETH. Yeah. Let's connect that one. Yeah, so use that one. And then, so we are allowing two wallets to connect to this site and then connect. So we have already connected, and that is our address up there. And then we have our application. So we can switch. We can also switch the wallets here. Can always switch the wallets here. You can always switch your wallets there. So yeah, so let me share this one so that you can also try connecting to it on your side. Yeah. So we have our 0.0 maybe 2. Don't want to use a lot of this one because of other builds. As you can see, the Covan network is very stingy with its ETH. Yeah, so I'm buying tokens, and I can confirm. And we should have the balance is 10. Actually, when you deploy it to a testnet, the loading is very fast. So as you can see, we have a balance of 10 coins. So we can also sell the coins back. Can sell the coins here. That is the 5 coins. We'll get 0.05 ETH. So here it should be 5, 6, 7. It should be 7, 0.87. So we should allow. First of all, you need to do allowance. And then, we have a problem, the same transaction error. The transaction error, which it was overthrowing or throwing. This one I'll have to take care of it. It's because of this ENV. Because of not ENV, but Ethereum virtual machine version. Yeah. But so if we confirm, it should something. The transaction has failed. Oh yeah, it has actually gone. So we have been able to sell 5 coins, 5 coins. So yeah. What are we selling? No, we were supposed to sell. you are supposed to sell. So it means that our contract has an error, either an overflow error or something. It has an overflow error instead of, it has an overflow error due to the, yeah. But we have been able to see how we can be able to do all those things. So if we visit the Covan network, we can visit the Covan network and check this contract, contract address token. Yeah. And then let's visit the Covan network. So view on Covan. View on Covan. So these are the transactions that I've been able to do right now. And then we can look for our contract. Actually, instead of going through all that trouble, we can just go to this transaction and see, yeah. So this is the app. So as you can see, we have done 4 transfers from this, from the time the contract was created. So this is how you deploy your. So you can also check. I can also send you this one so that you can be able to study more. This one, so it's on testnet. Yeah. So awesome. Yeah. So this marks the end of our blockchain class, and yeah. So we can do one final thing. We put the face on the voice. Yeah. So yeah. Hello.
Hey, hi.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But quick one on the Heroku, you didn't change the region.
Yeah, I didn't change the region because there are 2 regions. There are only 2 regions on Heroku. And I prefer to use United States because one, we can be able to find, it's just a server that you will be given. It's just a computer that will be given a storage area. So for me, I prefer to use the US because I can always find it's the server time is really fast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter which region you choose. It doesn't matter which region you use. But in terms of resources that you will be able to get, it's good to use a region that is well known for, which is well known for not without having a lot of interruptions. Yeah. But these are some of the data centers that are provided by either AWS, IBM. Yeah. Yeah. So any question on this, the deployment and everything? Yeah. Any question, comment, observation, or anything? Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Any question? Yeah.
Well, as I said, deployment can also be done on Truffle and Ganache. Here you've used Infuria, right, to deploy this with Heroku. Right?
Infuria provides a node, provides a node that you want to deploy. It provides
Okay.
access to to deploy your contract. So this one, what we are doing like here, we are accessing the Ethereum node here. We are accessing the Ethereum node. That is the Geth. You remember Geth, which gives you the access. So to access the Geth client, you need to use Infura. Infura is the one that provides you with the Ethereum node. So because you want to deploy this contract to the Ethereum virtual machine, you need a node, you need to be connected to a node. So Infura gives you the API to connect to a node. Yeah, it's giving you a connection to do that. But all these other things we have done with Trafo dash migrate to network, Trafo migrate to Covan network. So what we have done here, we are migrating our contract to Covan, a node that is connected to the Covan network. If we wanted to deploy it to the mainnet, we will just go here to blockchain development here, and then now it has decided to load. We go to settings, and then here we have the endpoint for mainnet. So we'll just copy this part. So this part, always make sure that you use an env.env. Always make sure that you use .env when you are using this, because these API keys are supposed to be secret. They are supposed to be private. They are supposed to be private when you are using them for production or for anything. Because if somebody has access to this network, to your contracts to this node that you have been provided with, they can really mess up with your smart contracts. And also, because when you go to Infura, as your application grows, the payment also grows. So if you have a lot of users connected to the node, you will be required to pay a lot. Yeah. So you can also read, yeah. So you can also, it's the same case for Heroku. You need to keep all these details private. You also need to secure your Heroku account, because if people have access to your Heroku account, they can deploy a lot of apps, and then you can end up paying for all these services, because there is a premium service, but right now I'm using the startup pack, which is free. If I want to add a team to this account, I just need to pay and upgrade my account. Yeah, because these are companies which are offering services pay as you go, informal pay as you go. So when your startup grows, you need to also grow. So I think I can also share Heroku. It should be heroku.com. Yeah. And you can also get familiar to it. Yeah. Then the Infura documentation. Yeah, there. So yeah, you can read more on authenticating using how you can be able to secure your credentials. Yeah, so those are the credentials. These are the credentials that I'm talking about. You need to secure them and make sure nobody have access to them. Yeah. So as you can see, I haven't also uploaded the .env, because it also contains variables that are supposed to be secret. Yeah. You do that using git ignore. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it for today's session, which also marks the end of our class. So any question, comment, observation, and something cool to say? Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah,
This,
yeah, say
well,
something.
no
Yeah.
pressure. Just as we have to go through this again. As a lot of new items came in. Heroku, Euphoria, and one has to go through again to digest the stuff properly.
Okay.
For me, I don't have any question, and so far so good.
Mhm. Yeah. So I really wanted to like see the guys who I've been talking to, and
Okay, this is me. Let me show my face.
and maybe we can.
This is me.
Yeah, I see you.
So nice one. So
If I ever meet you in the streets of is it Abuja,
no, street of Lagos.
Lagos,
Yeah,
I'll definitely
Lagos.
say hi to Ambrose.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
It's okay. So it's
And
okay.
Damaris seems to have been quiet the entire time.
Hello.
Hello.
I just got home. I was traveling.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we can put a face on the voice.
The voice. Hmm.
You stop sharing. And yeah. So I've shared most of the links on the Infura, and yeah. So these are not. I know. I haven't shared some. There was a team that I was in last this year on Dev for Your Hackathon, and the team consisted a lot of people who uh, who are developing on yeah, we see you.
I've seen the face.
In the face. Yeah.
Mm.
So there was this team of developers, and one of the guys was developing, not one of the guys was from telecommunication. His name is don't remember his name, but he had a good project, a very great project, a very great idea. Maybe I can share the dev for your portfolio. Portfolio. So they really had a great project and a really great idea. And so this, I was supposed to submit my project here, but this was is India.
Mhm.
Just I should have gone to my profile, sign in. So DevFolio is also a platform where you can be able to like participate on hackathons. So there is this one which is currently going. So applications were closed.
It's
So
close.
yeah, so there are other hackathons that are available. So once you are able to like join and get to know what is blockchain, you can also be able to join different hackathons, and yeah. So then so this the recent hackathon that I was in. I did not attend the hackathon, but I participated and I never got a team. So I never got a team. but I was accepted. And the reason why I was accepted is, let me go back to my dashboard. It's because of this other hackathon that I was about to tell you. This is ETH Denver, Colorado Jam, which was a lot of, there was a lot of teams and all this blockchain, the Zero blockchain, the Solana blockchain, Cardano, Polkadot, they were participating there. They had organized the event. So I was able to participate for this hackathon, and this was the project that we were presenting. So its name was Machu Picchu, and it's a humanitarian. So you can also, let me see the project. So we got started and we finished, and so the impact for this bounty was one, if your project was addressing a specific UN Sustainable Development Goal, of which our project was sustaining, and the awards were $15,000 dollars in total. Like, yeah, like the bounty that was supposed we were competing for, but we only got 3,000. Then so these were the guys who are participating, so were organized. So you can see Chainlink, Compound, Fio, Filecoin. These are some of the companies that we have been mentioning in the class. So they had these bounties which were worth this. So there are teams which participated in all of this, and they won, like they actually won in different categories. We had Maca Foundation. This is MacaDAO Foundation. We had Off-Chain. We had Raps. So as you can see, there is a lot of finance and funding which is available out there in the market, and people are being sponsored and given rewards and getting bounties and winning awards when they develop tools and technologies that are making blockchain easier for users. Then okay, so submitting team. So I just want to see I want to share the project that we submitted, and then you can be able to like view and see what we did. So the problem that we were solving was for the humanitarian with the blockchain and IPFS, and the cost of managing the data of persons in need so that it's reduced. And yeah, so this was an amazing project. So we were using React Native and TruffleSuite and Zero and Phono. Phono is the like the coven for Zero. And yeah, so these are some of the things we which are available. And then you also get to interact with people from different continents. So this was Risa Real, who was from Asia. I was from Africa, and then this was Bhutan, who was from South America, and this was Raj, who was in America. So you get to also interact with diverse team like what we have had in our class. Yeah. So these are some of the things that are available out there. Yeah. So it was nice having you in this class, and we hope to have more conversation like this also in the future. Yeah.
Good. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
Well, you put us on the, you've kickstart us, so it's not left for us to go and develop on ourselves. Then there's something I draw up, like kind of at the end of this class now, one need to go to brush up himself, like on JavaScript,
Yeah.
on Node.js, on Solidity, then Python. That's just by the wayside. Then React.js. I think with that, so that that is when you now appreciate what one have learned, in this period of training. So that's what I drew up on my own. Said that okay, these are the things I need to kind of brush myself on, and from there, according to what the two guest speakers have said, you have to be curious about it. You have to study, and from what you have also shown us, more of study. Then from there, when you master one, the other become easier for you to pick up with. So I think it's a very good one, and I quite appreciate your humility to teach us, as it's like you want to pour yourself into us, but at least I'm quite grateful. So at least definitely we keep in touch, and the work goes on, and we have to learn more. So whatever, at least you give us a visa, that whenever we have issue, we can only chat you up. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So that was awesome. And I'll also see how these things like can be available on YouTube, like for like Node.js and Python. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Will we still have access to Dev Virtual? I believe you will still have access to Dev Virtual because you are still connected. And I'll also confirm with Duncan whether you will still access it. Yeah. But the material is available for you on Dev Virtual because we normally have we have cohort. So the first cohort. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll definitely do so. So Damaris is also giving a suggestion that maybe I can suggest other platforms that we can get more tasks, and also assign a few as well as that, so that we can be going through them on Saturday. So awesome.
It's okay.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah. So it was nice having you on this class, and yeah, we have done a quite big journey. So Ambrose, at one point, he was drowning. And now you have the power to go and swim and practice more.
Sure.
Yeah. So
thank you very much, Jordan.
Yeah. So hope to see you once the world opens up, and also hope to even connect with you one day, because it's through connection and bridges that we build. We are able to build a better future and a better place than we ever came. That we live a better place than we ever found it. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I can call it an evening, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't support Arsenal because it will end in tears. It will end in tears. Yeah.
No, we are Liverpool. We never walk alone.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So bye.
It was a nice one.
Yeah, bye, and have a great day, great evening, and yeah.
Yeah, and you too. Thank you very much.